Yeah.
Do you charge people more for Campy servicing?
Actually, not really.
It's about the same?
Yeah, it's about the same. Because I already have one, so I already know what to do.
Right.
Yeah, unless it's like EPS or DI2, then I will have to charge more.
Okay. Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm here with Iverson. I don't know, some of you might know him, some of you might not know him because you run your own shop, right?
Yes, home-based business.
Yeah. Iverson, thanks for coming. You have before we go on to the bike, this is a it's a titanium bike.
Yep.
We'll go on to that a bit later, but thank you so much for coming. I know we planned this back in December. Now it's March, end of March,
Yeah,
and finally after so long.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. So yeah, tell us about yourself. How do you come into cycling? Are you a COVID cyclist or are you not a COVID cyclist?
Not a COVID cyclist. I started back on 2016. Yeah, so doing Deliveroo or that. Then after that, that's what inspired me getting a road bike. Yeah, so after that, it took me 3 years to save up to get my first TCR, advanced one with Ultegra component. Then followed by later a year, I get my super record, and then with my Tommasini.
Wow. So from a TCR to a Tommasini.
Yes.
That's a very big jump, man. How long have you owned this bike?
I think less than a year. Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay,
this one was only last year that I gotten a frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know a Tommasini, this is a titanium frame, and this is a 2021 model, right?
Yes.
In rim brake.
Yep.
First question that everybody wants to know: why did you get a titanium bike?
More comfy.
Is it really?
Yes. In longer distance, you will feel that it's more comfy compared to carbon in terms of vibration, lesser vibration. Yeah, and then titanium is more durable.
Right.
I don't have to, like, every few years I have to consider changing a frame. Yeah.
And you still can see the welding, right? Can you still
Yes,
see? Yeah.
but the welding is neater for those higher end brands compared to a lower end one, like maybe some of the Linskys or maybe those external routing frames. They will have like alu patterns, which you can see the weld marks, very obvious.
I'm assuming titanium bikes are pretty heavy. What is the weight on this bike?
Overall weight is about 7.9, excluding the bike comms, the lights, and then the water bottles.
But how heavy is the frame?
1.3 kg.
Wow, that's quite heavy. Just now we were just talking about comparing this and a steel frame, right?
Yeah.
So is this normally heavier than a steel or it's about the same?
Slightly lighter.
Okay.
Steel is slightly heavier a bit, maybe about 1.5 kg.
Why don't you get a steel? Because when I spoke to Kenny and those guys who own steel bikes, right, they also say the same thing. It's much more comfier than a carbon. So I don't know if you can compare like steel and titanium.
Steel, you have to take care because it will rust. Yeah.
Okay.
But compared to a titanium, where when you sweat and all, you don't have to worry that it will rust. You just need to wipe off and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the main key features of a titanium frame, or is it just the material? Are there any like major differences between a titanium frame and a carbon frame?
The geometry is slightly more like an endurance bike. Yeah, but it can become a performance where, if you notice, this is a bit of a round, but this is a bit of a triangular shape, and then this is flat. Yeah, so it's more like a performance, but yet it doesn't compromise comfort.
Can you go climbing with this bike and go on flats?
Yes.
But I'm assuming a more aero bike obviously will be faster, right?
Correct.
Or carbon bike.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a carbon bike or this is the only bike you have?
I only left with this bike.
Okay. Will you go for a carbon or still stick to titanium?
Still stick to titanium.
Right. So people who want to come cycling, will you tell them buy titanium or buy carbon?
It's a good way for them to try carbon first, or even an alu, and then if they are really very into cycling, then they may consider a titanium, which is a better lasting quality. Yeah,
Okay.
It's not like you buy straight off titanium means, oh, you will be happy with it. Some may not like, because titanium are more heavier compared to carbon bikes.
Right.
Yeah, and definitely titanium is not for weight release.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's deviate a bit. So am I okay to, sorry, this is offline or online. Can I talk about, you want to talk about your business?
Okay, my business is more of like a home-based business. I started in 2019 officially, but before that I was just doing for friends. I help them to just do partial cleaning, this and that, and then they find it like, it's okay. So I just continue, and then I officially blasted out my business in social media. that's where people start to do referral or even come over and check with me about the pricing and everything.
So you do mostly home mechanic work?
Yes. So they will have to bring the bike down and then we will access from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a mechanic, how would you rate this frame? Is it one of the best titanium bikes, or there are better ones out there?
Obviously, there will be better ones, but for personal use, definitely it's a 10.
So what's the top end titanium frame?
There's not really a top end, but whether people going for lightweight or they are going for something that is more unique in a sense, like, or branding, I would say. Like Lightspeed, they came up with a frame that is below 1 kg. Yeah, and then like there's so many different brands like Moods, Pasoni, Tommasini. Yeah, so there's too many varieties. There's even Riculao, Taiwan titanium,
Right.
which I'm still trying to get a dealership from them.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
And all these are handmade in Italy, or are they Italian brand made in China?
handmade in Italy,
Okay.
purely in Italy.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah. Do you get this first hand or second hand?
first hand. It's
Okay.
from Performance Cycles
Okay.
at Tanjung Katong.
Everybody wants to know what is the price of the frame. Let's talk about frame first.
Frame alone,
Yeah.
7.5k.
Wow, shit, that's so expensive, man. That's damn expensive.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why these frames are so expensive?
Because it's hand built.
Okay.
That's why it's more labor intensive, and also because of the
Material, right?
shipping and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the rest if you don't mind sharing. What do you have on here?
So I have Super Record 11-speed mechanical. But the only thing that is different is the brake calipers, which is the 12-speed ones, and then the crank itself. The crank is a 11-speed 5-arm record crank. Yeah, it took me quite a while to find this because I prefer the 5-arm compared to the 4-arm.
Okay, sorry. Can we just go back to the shifters first? You said this is for 12-speed.
No. Shifters is 11-speed. Only the brake calipers.
Brake calipers.
Brake calipers is a 12-speed.
What is the difference whether it's a 12 or 11 speed? It's still just
Not
brake
much
calipers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you bought the group set part by part.
Part by part.
Okay.
Yes.
And okay, that's on that. And then you were mentioning this is a 5-arm crank.
Yeah. So it's a 5-arm compared to a 4-arm. Yeah. All the newer ones are 4-arm, more sleek looking. Yeah. The carbon looks wider.
So do you specifically wanted a 5-arm?
Yes.
Sorry, the reason
More
being?
rigid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Compared to a 4-arm.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's still mechanical.
Yes.
Will you go for EPS?
Too
electronic.
expensive.
Too expensive. Okay. So this is
but
still,
if given opportunity, I would try.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think I only filmed a couple of guys who had Campy, right? They like the mechanical because of the shifting. It feels
Yes, the thumb
good,
shifting,
right?
and
Thumb
then
shifting.
also very ergonomic. It's
right.
nicer to hold.
Right.
Yeah, compared to Shimano where it's wider.
And also the levers are made of carbon fiber, man. Super
Yes.
exotic.
Yeah, and then it doesn't have more issues compared to Shimano, in a sense where the shifting is standalone. Yeah, it's not like the brake and the shifter is together.
Right. Individual,
Yes,
right?
yes, correct. It's individual.
Okay. Being a bike mechanic, people always tell me that Campy, when you want to send it for servicing, is an issue because either a lot of people don't do it or because you require special tools for it.
Correct.
Is that true?
Yes, special tools are like T25 to take out some of the parts, or even the shifters. If you want to adjust, it's a T25, T25 tools, and then the parts are expensive. Yeah, like one whole set of cable and housing is roughly about $80 plus. Yeah.
Do you charge people more for Campy servicing?
Actually, not really.
It's about the same.
Yeah, it's about the same because I already have one, so I already know what to do.
Right.
Yeah, unless it's like EPS or Di2, then I will have to charge more.
Right.
Yeah.
How is maintenance of Campy versus a Shimano or a SRAM? Is it more maintenance free or is it about the same? There's no specific difference?
Actually, it's more durable.
Okay.
I seldom maintain.
Oh, really? You don't have to even adjust the barrel adjuster for the RD? It doesn't get
Once
cost.
in a while.
Okay.
If I'm switching wheels differently, then I have to adjust more frequently. Yeah. If not, then you just need to maybe adjust the brake tension. Yeah. More or less, it's like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I know there's an OSPW. I actually went through the IG question, so somebody's going to ask that question, so I don't want to ask. Okay, so let's move on. Wheels.
It's a Campagnolo Bora one. Yeah.
50mm, right?
50mm, yes.
Okay. Can you run disc brakes on this frame, or it's only purely
Purely rim.
Okay.
Yeah, this they have to redo the mounting.
Okay.
Which usually when you order direct, you will have to tell them specifically like you want rim or you want disc brakes. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this age-old question: disc versus rim. Which is your preference?
Rim is more convenient, and I don't think rim will be eliminated in the market, but maybe slower in production. Yeah.
As a bike mechanic, what do you think of a rim brake versus disc? As in, from a bike mechanic's point of view, not as a rider, is it easier to service? I mean, obviously, I think rim will be easier, right?
Rim brake definitely easier. You want to do fine tuning, it's way more easier than compared to a disc. Yeah.
Okay. And you have a very unique saddle.
Yeah, Sally SMP dynamic.
Why this
minimum
saddle?
padding? It's very comfortable.
Right. Because it looks very old school. I know the oldie guys would ride this kind of saddle, right? But the contour and everything, wow, is
Because purely your seat bone will sit around here, this area, which you can see the wear marks lah. Yeah. You seldom will sit on here, but also very depends on individual.
Yeah.
Some prefer thicker saddles.
Right.
More comfy.
Okay. What other gadgets? Do you have a Powermeter? Yeah, you have a
Asioma.
How are the Asiomas?
Accurate.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not a very super data person, but it's more of like I want to see how much watts I'm putting out, or what's the average watts. Yeah. So it's quite a good mechanism to use, and then it's convenient in a sense where I can just pop over to any other bike. I don't have to like specifically just find a crank which is also $1,000. Yeah. Quite waste of money. I would say.
Yeah. What bars are you using?
Dida Super Leggera.
Okay. Aluminium or carbon?
Carbon.
Okay.
180 gram.
Oh, that's pretty light. but the drop, looks quite drastic, or is it just normal? Maybe it's just
this is
angle.
a much more old school type.
Right.
Yeah, so it's wider. The newer ones are more in curve.
Yeah.
This is a slightly olden days ones. And then this is also Dida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last but not least is your accessories. What do you have here? You have some
Cyclic
cameras.
Cam, front rear. Then Wahoo element roam.
Okay. Why?
Quad lock.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Why did you get a roam, not a bolt?
I used to have a boat.
Okay.
Yeah, version 1. After that I sold to a friend. Then I got Garmin instead. Then after that was having a couple of issues with it. The readings, the sensors and everything. Then after that I just sell it away. I just buy back roam.
Oh, wow. So you use Wahoo and Garmin.
Yes.
Why did you not use the Garmin? Or is there a reason why you want to go back to
Sensor
Wahoo?
issue. Sometimes when we are out for rides, then it just doesn't sense the thing. Be
Which
it I'm
Garmin was
using
it?
GPS or even the sensor.
Was it the old Garmin or one of the newest one?
The touchscreen one, 820 or 830.
Yeah, the white one,
Yeah.
is it? The big
Yeah.
one? Okay. And the cameras, how's the battery life on these cameras? Can you do like a RTI 4-5 hours and you're still running?
Front camera can. Yeah, and then it's much more clearer. They have image stabilizer. Yeah, but the rear, not really. Yeah.
Okay.
Quite bad actually. Yeah.
Okay.
The front is good lah. The front is good. I would say if people are looking for front camera, can consider Cyclic.
Right.
Yeah, because there's a stabilizer is quite okay.
And what kind of memory card do you use? The micro SD, is it?
Yeah, the micro SD.
And then you just keep overlapping the footage.
Yeah, but you can buy those like 100 over gigs one.
Okay.
Yeah, then you can save more videos. Then you can do editing. If not, it will cut short, right? Like maybe your first half missing. Yeah.
You are 160 cm tall.
Yes.
And this is a size 49. How did you decide on the frame size?
My first bike was TCR XS, which is the Top Tube 51. A bit too stretchy for me.
Okay.
So when I requested to do my titanium, I told the shop that I want a Top Tube which is 49.
Okay.
Yeah. So they custom built it.
Oh, so you mean Tommasini frames are custom made?
Not really. Usually if you buy out from or from retail shop, usually it's pre-made like size 50, 51. Yeah. Usually they will do slightly bigger size. They seldom will do super small size.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the length of the stem?
100 mm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Did
a
you
Shimano
go
Pro.
for a bike fit?
No.
Do you believe in bike fits? Okay, maybe
Yes.
I shouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You believe-
It does help if you are really into cycling, that you want to go for maybe longer trips like Odex, or you want to go for overseas. Yeah. But if you are usually just casual riders, bike fit may not be ideal for them. Yeah, because it's not cheap.
Okay.
for some.
So for a newbie cyclist, let's say your friend who wants to start cycling, they come to you, they say, I want to get a bike. Should I go for a bike fit first, or should I buy a bike then go for a bike fit? What is your
check
answer?
the spec first. Yeah, every different manufacturer, the size chart is different. It can be XS for a certain bike, but S for another brand. Yeah, so check already, then maybe consult. And then if let's say the friends or whoever have a similar bike, they can try on, it will be even better. Yeah, that's always what I always recommend. Yeah, rather than just throw the money and buy, then regret.
Okay. I know I asked you to fill out a bunch of questions for me.
Yes.
I was very shocked at the price of this whole build because it's 19,000 Sing dollars.
Yes.
I mean, I already know that the frame is already
all the
7.5K.
accessories.
It's really expensive, man.
But it's built to last, so it's okay.
Yeah.
The whole thing is Italian, including the auto bottle.
Yeah. Would you get another bike? Or this is, I mean, I did ask you that this is here to stay.
For a secondary bike, maybe I will. Yeah, but still considering.
Okay.
Because my house got no space.
Are titanium bikes able to maintain value, or it doesn't because they keep coming out?
It will maintain value. It will not drop. But provided the person must take care. Cannot be like you trash one side, then here got dent, there got dent.
Right.
Then obviously you will lose value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more upgrades?
Maybe 12 speed.
You mean Campy? 12
Yeah, maybe 12 speed.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's people wanted to buy my 11 speed, why not? Yeah.
If you see it on Carousel, you know this one.
Yeah.
And you're still running Clinchers, why not Tubeless?
I don't like tubeless.
Why?
Every 3 days I have to pump air.
Clinchers also, Clincher I pump every ride before I go, man.
Yeah, but doesn't leak air as fast. Yeah.
And I think also, okay, because I'm a Clincher user, so this might be a very biased conversation. Because I like to, I always say I like to swap my tires, because the rear one always wears out first. So I like swap, right? And then easier to do DIY.
Correct, yes.
But the thing is, people from Tubeless will say that you can run lower pressures and it's more stickier to the road. And you lose more, you won't lose as much watts.
But so long as you're happy with it, yeah, then that's okay lah. Because I have customers didn't know it's tubeless, and then just leave it there for 1 week, and then the whole thing no air.
Oh.
Yeah, and then ended up the sealant leak out and everything.
And you have to top up the sealant also, right?
Correct. And every 6 months you have to top up. Yeah, too troublesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
And if you puncture on the streets, and that's it, nobody will help you.
But then they say because if you puncture, then the sealant will just do its job.
Small puncture, yes. Big puncture, no. They will just gone case.
Right.
Yeah.
What is the tire pressures that you run?
I usually run 90 to 100.
Quite low. Or is it? I don't know. I run very high.
Quite high lah.
Okay.
I got customer pump 120 and the spoke broke.
That's me, man. But my spoke didn't break lah. I pump 120.
It's not very ideal to pump too high. Too much pressure on the spoke. And then that's where the wear and tear is faster.
Oh, okay.
So ultimately, if you're using carbon rims, it's best to pump maybe just the ideal PSI to prolong the shelf life of the
But how did the spoke break?
Because when you inflate air, right, the pressure is all inside.
Near the
Here.
holes?
Yes,
okay.
correct. Even though despite Campy doesn't have rim holes, but it will still overburden the whole thing.
But isn't there a rim tape inside there?
Some wheels have, some wheels don't have. Like Campy don't have.
But
so
if
you don't have to
wouldn't-
worry puncture.
Okay, if you don't have a rim tape, wouldn't it hit the edges of the rim hole and then you'll get a puncture, right?
Yeah,
You'll get
usually
pinch,
it's like that lah. If let's say not enough PSI.
Oh.
But this one won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you not like about your bike?
Nothing.
Wow, you prepared for this interview, ah?
Really, it's nothing because to me ultimately is you buy what you love and then you just use it. Yeah. If you buy something that you don't love it, then in the first place you shouldn't be buying it. Yeah.
Okay.
But must do a lot of research
Okay.
and homework.
As a bike mech, what's your advice to people in terms of maintaining their bike? What is the worst bike that you've seen come to the shop?
Wow, fully rusted.
Which part rusted?
BB, wheel set bearing inside, corrosion on the handlebar.
It's got sweat, right? And then they don't change their butt.
Can become salt bay already. Yeah, oh my god. Then the smell is like horrible.
God, damn.
Yeah.
How do you clean that? Can you still clean or you got to swap for a new one?
Have to change the whole handlebar because once the oxidization eats in, that's it.
Actually, that's what happened to one of my. I bought a bike, right? And then because of second hand, the guy didn't maintain his bike. So underneath the stem inside the here, right? There's so
gone,
much
right?
salt accumulation.
Yes.
I even try to wash it or sand it down. I can't. Man.
Yes.
It's gone. Like you say, oxidization. So I have to
Yeah.
get a new one.
That's why the downside of some alu bikes are like that. People assume that alu don't need to take care, but once it corrodes or oxidation, that's it.
So what
Yeah.
do we have to do to maintain our bikes?
Clean it regularly if you can. Yeah, if you know basic bike maintenance. If not, every 6 months just bring over.
Okay, do
for
like a full overhaul.
Yes,
Okay.
or even a half will be better.
Do you need to service your bearings regularly, or as long as it works, don't touch it? Let's say headset, DB, hubs.
Maybe
those kind of
once a
bearings.
year.
Okay, you
Yeah.
still have to do it.
Yeah, but the reason behind is if there's no issue, try not to dismantle it. Yeah.
Okay, that's what all my friends tell me. I'm a DIY guy, right? I love to break my things apart, especially like BB, and because I like to
Yeah.
clean the areas which I cannot reach. But they always tell me don't open your BB too much. Is that
If
true?
you open a shell, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once in a while you need to clean the threads because water will seep through in.
And the sand and
Yes,
everything.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
But don't dismantle the bearing too much because you need to knock it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so too much impact sometimes will affect the bearing seat that is holding onto the bearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will ceramic bearings make you faster? People
No,
always have this
make you
perception.
smoother.
Smoother?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people got misconception about ceramic gives you speed, but it's not about speed. It's more about smoothen your whole journey that makes you go faster. Yeah. Not that you install straight, become 10 kilometer additional boost. Nonsense. Yeah.
Anything that's ceramic here?
Everything.
Everything? All the
Everything
bearings
is-
are ceramic bearings.
This is called bearing inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why $300 fly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And headset, what headset is this?
Just a normal Dida headset bearing.
Okay. Ceramic?
Yeah.
No ceramic?
No. I don't think headset
Yeah.
there's ceramic. Yeah, even those who buy Chris King very nice, right? It's still stainless steel.
Stainless steel, right?
Yeah.
Because you are just only turning your handlebar,
Correct.
and on a road
Yes.
bike you are usually using your body to turn, right?
Yes.
So okay, we move on to Instagram Q&A. If you guys want to ask your questions, you can follow me on Instagram and you get a chance to ask your questions. So Iverson, the first question, with this budget that you paid for your bike, $19,000, why didn't you go for Bora Ultra? Bora Ultra is the highest end, right?
Yes.
Why didn't you go Bora Ultra?
It's 1K difference, but the only difference is the hub, the shell, and the bearings. That's it.
But
And then
rim-
you are paying extra more, but the rest is the same.
But wouldn't the hubs be better if you get the
It's a carbon hub. So
Okay.
to me is, I just save the money. Maybe I just change the bearings to cob bearing and that's it.
So it's the
I
weight.
save even more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
more practical.
Okay. Next question. I already asked all the questions about titanium versus carbon and steel, so I will ignore those
Okay.
questions. What is your next Italian bike? Your dream bike? Let's say money is not an option.
I'm still looking at steel bike.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm still finding out what brands and everything because I want to look for something that is super retro. I don't want the modern ones.
What if you go for something like Bastion or Fesca? Bastion has very retro looking, but it's carbon.
But it's carbon. I want something that is steel.
Okay.
Those like very retro quill stamp, then with those old super record silver color ones.
But it's not aero, man.
Don't need to be arrow. Yeah, you like that is vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We finally reached the question. Why the OSPW looks that? Okay. I didn't say this, but the user say looks damn ugly on this jewel.
Yeah.
So why the OSPW?
A marketing gimmick.
What OSPW is this?
Redia C60.
Okay.
Yeah,
How much is it?
640.
I don't want to curse on my channel, but
Yeah, but because for me is more of using my bike as a advertising tool.
for your
Yeah,
business line.
Correct. So sometimes people want to see or feel how does it like to have a OSPW. So that's where I let them try my bike. Yeah,
Do they say anything about it?
feels better.
Really?
but
You can actually
yeah,
feel it?
Yeah, to them because to me it's nothing
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to ask me for honest opinion, I would rather you buy the SEMA ceramic that is the 11 teeth. That's it.
On
I think I'm gonna bring it.
the wheel, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
the jockey wheels. This.
So you are selling this?
Yes, this is
SEMA.
more practical.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you because this kind of pulleys, right, there is an actual bearing in the
Correct.
the jockey wheel.
Yeah.
Unlike your default Shimano, it's not. It's just a washer.
It's just a bushing.
Bushing, yeah, correct.
Correct.
How much are these going for?
This is 210, but it's full ceramic. It's not those gimmick that they claim that is full.
Okay.
Yeah. So you really, when you take out, you spin, it really spins like Ridia.
Okay. Are these teeth
Yeah.
bigger or is it
No,
bigger
11
than
teeth.
Oh,
It's
11.
the usual 11 teeth. So even if you swap directly with your Ultegra 11 speed, Dura Ace 105, or even Sora or Tiagra, it works.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's no direction. So you can
Either
just
side.
Yeah, you can either side just use.
Okay, I wanted to get one, but the reason why I didn't get one was because it's extra maintenance for me because there's bearings.
Well, but this is full ceramic. You don't need to put grease. You just dip oil.
Oh, oil.
Just put a bit of oil, can already.
Oh, okay.
And then
okay.
it will spin.
Is there a I don't know what's the correct term. Is there like a casing on top of the?
It's just a normal hard casing. Yeah, you can just have a look. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just two.
Oh
dust
shit!
cap.
It's so smooth, man.
Yeah, you can try putting the dust cap.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and then it spins like magic, fidget spinner.
Oh yeah, fidget spinner. Eh?
Yeah.
Whoa, it's so smooth, dude. It's still spinning, man.
Yes. So to me, if you were to ask me which one I will promote more, definitely this.
Yeah.
I sold this more than I sold the OSPW.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because for me, if customer insists that they wanted OSPW, I'm fine. I can order in and sell. But if you're asking me for honest opinion, I personally use it before. Even my girlfriend bike also put this. Yeah.
This is the secret, man.
So this is more wonderful than all those China ceramic.
Yeah.
A lot of people claims that it's very smooth.
So what is the maintenance? I know you just said put oil. Just
Yeah,
oil.
just need to oil it,
How
that's it.
often do you need to?
Not really very often.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 6 months once.
$200, man. Still
Yeah.
expensive for me.
But because it's inclusive of installation.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So you guys want to buy this SEMA pulleys? You can come and meet him and get your SEMA pulleys.
this is
Not
magic.
sponsored. I didn't know you brought this, but okay, thanks for first sharing. Okay, let's move on. How is the power transfer on a titanium frame compared to carbon? Since you wrote a carbon TCR.
I would say when you whack, you will feel safer to whack on this than whack on a carbon.
Why?
Carbon you will feel is flimsy. You
Flexible?
have that feel.
Okay,
that-
so it's a psycho
Yes,
thing.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you really read into it, titanium is more flexy compared to carbon. Yeah, but yet it doesn't really compromise. Yeah, that's the unique thing about it.
Wow, there are so many questions on this. Dude, your this thing, man. Why so many spaces?
Oh, I didn't cut. I just leave it because it's meant for comfort.
Okay, so you're going for comfort.
Yeah, I'm not going for aesthetical looking.
Because I think if you were to, because of the geometry of this frame, right? If you were to slam the saddle to bar drop, would be very aggressive.
Too aggressive.
Yeah.
Then it's not comfortable anymore because this is upslope geometry.
Correct.
Yeah, unless it's straight, then it's different.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have yet to change the spacer lah. I'm still finding the titanium spacer.
Spacer's titanium, but you compromise on weight, right? Maybe extra weight, isn't it?
Not really lah. It's just spacer.
Okay.
Still okay.
Okay. The reach seems to be very short. Is it very short reach? But because you're a small size guy, right?
Small size guys.
Okay.
It's 49.
Okay. Is this frame compatible with EPS or Di2?
Yes.
Okay. What is the main difference? I mean, in terms of installing a EPS or Di2?
The frame must be compatible at first. So meaning, they must have a hole here to allow the electric cable to come out. Yeah. If not, then it's actually pointless because you can't route the thing because the battery will be around here.
Okay, last question. Why did you choose this silver bar tape? Okay, I'm just going to be honest here. I'm not a fan of Cyclovision because it's very glossy. It can be a bit slippery. Yeah. So, what do you think about that? Do you think you slip? Because a lot of guys who have Cyclovision, they say it's not an issue, but I don't know. But I just don't like it.
For me, I have sweaty palm, so I will always try different kind of bar tapes. Yeah. So, Cyclovision come up with one that is the grip type, that is purely very grippy, and then it's just black in color or even in chocolate brown. Yeah. But the rest is more for aesthetical purposes. Yeah. But I would say it's comfortable if you are holding onto the hood. or the top of the handlebar.
Have you had any instances where you slip?
So far, don't have. Yeah.
I don't know why, man. They made it in this material. If they made it in, maybe that's why they stand out compared to other brands. But
yes.
I just think it's really slippery.
And the good thing is they can rewrap. It's not like supercars that once you wrap and then you unwrap, the whole thing tears. This one won't tear. Yeah, you can rewrap. You can even take out and then wash. Then you wrap it back. Yeah, it's fine.
Speaking of wrapping, I'm going to wrap my bar tape. Do you wrap from top to bottom or bottom to up? Where do you start?
Top to bottom will be nicer.
How do you wrap a bar tape so that you don't have to put electrical tape? I know some guys
You
do
have
that.
to wrap from the top. Then you cut already, right? Then you just
go all the way.
Just go all the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got no more questions for you. Everybody was just asking titanium versus carbon versus steel. Anything else? If not, we are good.
Yeah, nothing else.
Okay, so,
thank you so much.
Iverson, thank you so much for coming. And you guys want to watch more, do subscribe and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Discord. Replays are available on Spotify, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.